We're live. It's also 12:30 on a Monday, at least Mountain Standard Time. So I don't expect a whole lot of people to actually pop in and show up. But those who do pop in, I've got a skit that I had filmed, and essentially I'm looking at the skit and I'm like, it's not bad, it's not great, it's not bad. It's funny. But I woke up last night thinking I could make it better, and I want some opinions. Chris is busy. Chris is slammed with other work. So I'm gonna ask all of you for an opinion. And what's gonna happen is I'm gonna show you the original, which I recorded with y'all. This is the one that would be going on the main channel, which is just a short, very short skit. Hey Alexis. And so we're just getting an opinion here. I'm gonna play this one, and I'm going to spitball the idea I had of changing it with y'all and get your opinion. And this will form what happens. Like, worst case scenario, I don't do this one at all on the main channel, and I refilm the whole thing. Not a big deal.
Gru, when you said you were going to steal the moon, I thought I would have a day off. No one would believe
Apparently my captions are wrong anyways.
So instead, I'm here. So what's going on? A hero all in blue. You deal with heroes all the time. I don't see and villains. I mean, you jumped over rockets. How are you having trouble with anyone? You should have that. Keep stealing blue. I mean, you did try to steal his girl. I just put two and two together really quickly. That's Sokka, and he's gonna learn so quickly from your technology. It's not gonna matter.
I just realized girlfriend. That I could toss in another joke, and I could toss in another joke. So I didn't mean to hit enter on that. Hold on, I need to know. I keep forgetting the name. Princess U. Princess U. I can't pronounce her name. Yue? Is it Yue? Oh, I'm a little sore. Went to work out with a friend of mine. Hey Nicole. You or UA? You? Princess U? Is the moon made of green cheese though? I'm making a comic. I'm really excited. I went to FanCon and got advice. That's awesome. That's awesome. You gotta Beelzebub when you get done making it. Share it in the Discord if you're not in the Discord. Share your guys' art. Like, go to the pictures area, share your art. It's where we and then tag me I love seeing art. If you guys drew something, you tag me. I'll take a look at it. Now, for the record, I'm aware that Gru, the whole movie centers around Gru essentially turning from villain into, a dad and everything, and moving forward from there. I have seen. It's been a while since I've seen the first Despicable Me, um, but I remember well enough that there is a point that he would call. This would be a perfect intersection of stuff where he's jumped over rockets. He was still trying to steal the moon. He was still trying to do all this stuff throughout the movie. Eventually gave up. Right. Like, did he give up? Did he actually steal the moon? Did Gru actually steal the moon? I can't remember if he actually managed to do it. Why can't you remember that? Yeah, he did. Yeah, he stole it with a shrink ray, which completely stops tidal waves of surfers and reverts werewolves to normal. Later, Gru is forced to give it to Victor in exchange for the girls who were kidnapped by it. Yeah. He did steal the moon. He gave it. Yeah. God, I need to rewatch that movie with my kids. I need to put that down now. I now need to rewatch that movie with the kiddos. The Gru. I was working on that a while ago, Eli. Did you see that Predator Vader image I posted to the? Oh, I did not. I did not, David. Posted in the comments on that video. Everyone, hold it for a moment. Very versatile. And the Predators want to fight the short one. That is 50. Oh, that's 127, 29,000 replays. Hell yeah. David Bax. Do you mean the deadliest fandom picture? Darth Vader, Star Wars versus Predator. No, that's pretty well done. I like that. I can see how you did that though too. So I'm gonna show this off to everyone quick, making sure I'm thinking of the right one. So you give me a minute here. Toph can't moonbin. Toph is too far away to moonbin. Now, if Toph was like near the moon, that would be interesting. But Toph was able to. If you remember, they metal bended the space rock. This is really, really cool. I like this. I'm going to show this off to everyone. I hope you don't mind. I want to talk about how this was done too, because I know how this was done. This is a testament to like doing enough editing, like you learn how stuff is done. So look at this. This is really cool. I really like it. So you can see that this has been overlaid. So I'm guessing you found a dual lightsaber overlay on top of some of this. This is pixelated enough that I can't quite tell what this is. But it does look like you overlaid it. I am more impressed that you took the time to do this part right here. That's pretty cool. Look at that. That shows dedication. I will say, given the lighting that's right here, you shouldn't have a shadow right here. His shadow should be this way. So you see how the light from here is down. This should be slightly this way. And you see how it's curvatured here? So you'd have that there. But it's still really cool that you did that. Like making sure that they all follow the same direction. That's just me being picky. I don't even bother with the shadows in a lot of my pictures because I'm not doing a lot to them. I'm making a thumbnail that on most screens is this big. It's super small. It's just on my screen, I can see a large picture of it. So like they're trying to make it look as decent as possible. But I do like this. Maybe we should do some stuff where we share the thumbnails. Let people make the thumbnails. But anyways, so Gru tries to steal the moon, and it's Sokka doing it, right? Sokka was beating him. Now I have the opportunity here, and I was rewatching this because last night I was rewatching this. I was like, it's there, but it feels kind of forced. Doesn't feel as good. And I just thought of another joke. I think it would be hilarious if I was talking to Sokka, reassuring them no one's going to try to steal it. Like, I know what you heard, but no one's going to try to steal it. And then Drew goes and steals the moon. And then Drew is calling about that. Here's the thing. If I really wanted to drag it out, make it so I was like, well, who's Drew calling about? It should be Gru. Gru should be calling first. And it should still be
Gru, when you said you were going to steal,
instead of this line where you said you're going to steal the moon.
a hero on
Gru, a hero all in blue. Let's Gru. I don't care what color the hero that is trying to steal the moon back from you is wearing. You deal with heroes and villains all day long. I think I should do something like that. Okay, I will. Okay, they're all in blue. Blue and with accents of white. Okay, I've got you there. Right? We kind of work it out who it is, and sit there for a moment. Do they have powers, Gru? They don't have powers, and you're having trouble. They don't have powers. You're having trouble with them. They have accents of blue and white, and then we transition to the scene with Sokka. I kind of like that idea. I include the no one will try to steal. Yeah, I think you're right because like everyone was laughing at it. So I was like, oh, God, forgive me, I'm a bit stiff. We like I said earlier, I went and did some working out with a friend. I'm stiff, but we're going to re-record. I need to fix my lighting situation real quick though. I am wearing pants, don't worry. They're just also gray. Honestly, if people are paying attention more to my shirt than they are the skit, it's a problem. Ignore that message, by the way. I swear someone made me use speak to text by mistake. Okay. 1 second. No. Put a thing back in a thing. There we go. Gotta get everything set up for the recording. Make sure to stretch before and after. It helps with the stiffness. So the stretching before, not so much. Apparently, stretching before, like I've talked to my physical therapist about this, and they're like, you can stretch before, but if you're gonna just, it depends on what you're doing. For my sake, he's like, you really don't need to stretch beforehand. Stretching after is actually better. They found no improvement before, but they did find improvement after. So I listened to my doctors. Oh, ow. And I did stretch. Elder God, hey. I did a book tie-in with a heap of crossovers as proof of concept, incorporated battle reports and things like that. It was way more serious than these skits. I've done serious skits. I have. Why are we? Are we having trouble? I usually use one specific recorder. There we go. Now we got it working. I think I pressed too many buttons and caused issues with it. There we go. Get my hat on. I'm gonna figure this out because I want to add in the new joke that I makes sense to add it. I should have it. Christian Clark, hope things aren't too stressful for you. Stressful. I got bills to pay, and so far the videos are doing good. I'm not saying the videos are good, but like seeing the estimated revenue is stressing me out. That stresses me out because I got bills to pay, and it's like I know what I'm getting this month, and I've got a couple weeks to earn another, like, if I can, about $400 to $500. So I don't have to worry about September. But we will see what happens. That's good. Good to know that the kitties are doing budget mode this time. Yeah. Yeah, trying to make the videos happen without a budget. Okay, I got it. I got it. Gru, you had the perfect opportunity to steal the moon. No one believed you. So why are you calling? What seems to be the problem? You deal with heroes and villains all the damn time trying to get on your score and do all kinds of things. I didn't like the way that came out. Oh, thank you, Christian. That's awesome. Thank you. And they gifted a membership. Thank you. Okay, try this again. Gru, no one was gonna believe. No one believed that you would be able. Gru, no one believed that you'd be able to steal the moon. I thought this was going to be a day off. So what are you calling about? You deal with heroes and villains all the time. I don't care who's attacking you. And I'd like to point out, like, you're able to jump over rockets and stuff. Like, you are superhuman nearly yourself. So, blue with accents of white in their costume. What kind of, when you say they're yelling a lot, is it like just obscenities? Or are they like yelling a catchphrase? Or are they, did I just hear boomerang? That would be Sokka. And when you decided to go Bowser on him and steal the princess, it's not really surprising that a version of Mario was going to show up and start cracking skulls. So, well, the minions are basically, I mean, it kind of fits the analogy. Princess Yue. Well, she became the moon. He was the girl. Actually, I have another tangent. Why are you trying to steal that particular moon? Moons? You're trying to steal moons, like plural? How many moons have you stolen? I don't know how that came out because my voice cracked and went away. That was not on purpose. Trying to steal that particular moon. Moons? You're trying to steal moons, like plural? How many moons have you stolen? I can't hear it either, thankfully. I need to do the bit with Sokka now real quick. A few days earlier. Everyone ignore the shirt. You know what? No, I got to put on a different shirt. Do I have one just next to me? I don't. I'm going to press play for the original one. You guys can enjoy that while I go grab a shirt. I'll be right back.
Gru, when you said you were going to steal the moon, I thought I would have a day off because no one would believe that you could actually do it. And instead, I'm here. So what's going on? A hero all in blue. You deal with heroes all the time. I don't see, and villains. I mean, you jumped over rockets. How are you having trouble with anyone? You should have that. Keep stealing boomerang. I mean, you did try and steal his girl. I just put two and two together really quickly. That's Sokka, and he's gonna learn so quickly from your technology. It's not gonna matter. The moon is his girlfriend. You're trying to pull him to steal your girl. Oh, wait a minute. How many moons are you trying to steal? What the heck? Oh, so bad. It's also like brings in the question of like what moons would be a really bad idea to steal besides just like in general. I will steal all the moons. I think having Gru help fight the replicators would be both like transition into hero, right? But also he's got a lot of technology, and like it's portrayed that he's kind of bad at being a hero. He's really good at being a bad guy. The one from Zelda, Doctor Who, Princess Yue. Anyways, a few days earlier. Sokka, I'm not going to set 24-hour surveillance around the moon, and no one's going to steal the moon in your universe. Because I just do. There's no one capable in your universe of stealing it. So that there's no need. How did you can do better than that? Sokka, I'm not going to put 24-hour surveillance on the moon. Well, currently, the princess is a moon. So that's just how I'm going to refer to them. And no one is going to steal the moon. I understand that they effectively tried to once. But that was when the embodiment of all of it was down there. Now it's up there. No one's going to steal the moon, Sokka. And then transitions back into I like that idea. Where in the middle of me saying it's Sokka, like no one's gonna steal the moon, and then like that's Sokka. That's how I should have it transition. So I like that. They look good right now. The idea is solid. So I'm gonna take a look at it here in a second in bigger screen and see if I've got a take that I like that would be good for the main channel. And if I do, I'll do a quick cut of it. And then what we'll do from there is this is like version 3, by the way. My internet's been wonky, so I've been using my data a lot. Yeah, fine. There you go. Yeah, from Owl House. Yeah, that'd be another one. Yeah, and it's the Moon King. There's a lot when you think of it. And Christopher, I'm effectively just starting work. I've got this video I want to get done. You know what? I've already got the shirt on. Let's do the Ash one too. While I'm here thinking about it. I like that joke. Hold on. No, Ash, that's called a ki blast. It's not a psychic blast. And the difference between ki energy and psychic energy? How much time do you have? Well, no, that's more of a it's more of a physical attack than it is like a psychic attack. If you want just a like, I like the joke, but I needed to redo it. No, Ash, that's called a ki blast, not a psychic blast. And well, it's more of a physical than it is a ki, like ki energy. The difference between the two. How much time do you have? Headbutt? No, that's okay. Well, it is effectively called well, it's not called a headbutt. It is a headbutt, but it's called a drill attack. So, right, that does still. Chaozu is not a Pokemon, Ash. Who even told you? Never. No, that's a Dodon Ray, not a Hyper Beam. Nappa? Swear to God, stop laughing. I don't care what you're doing. I don't like that. I divert too much to Napa. I went too soon to Napa. No, Ash, that's called a key blast, not a psychic blast. More of a physical attack using the difference between key and psychic. How much time do you have? Headbutt? No. That's it is effectively a headbutt, but it's called the drill attack. And I was trying to right. It does still sound like a Pokemon. Chaozu is not a Pokemon, Ash. Who even told you? No, it's called a Dodon Ray, not a Hyper Beam. You know what? How the hell did you even get a Pokemon? You there? And what do you mean the Pokeball worked? What kind of freaky Pokeball did you use that? What weird Pokemon fucked it up? Chaozu. Yeah, there's a Z in their name. I understand that there's a Z in their name. Ignore that. It's still Chaozu. I swear, no one is picking up the biological chronicle idea. I have no idea what that one is. Or in key or similar. Yeah. We're redoing the Pokemon bit. No, Ash, that's called a key blast, not a. No, Ash, that's called a key blast, not a psychic blast. It's more of a physical than a psychological. And the difference between key and psychic. Well, the kind of. How much time do you have? Headbutt? No, that. Well, it is effectively a headbutt, but it's called a drill attack. I realize that still sounds like Pokemon. Chaozu is not a Pokemon, Ash. Who even told you? No, that's a Dodon Ray, not a Hyper Beam. You know what, Nappa? I'm gonna come over there and you caught a what now? How the hell did the Pokemon? Pokeball, 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 ball. So close. Yeah, I am. I am saying the name correctly. I know I am. See, I grew up on regular Dragon Ball, which said Chaozu's name. By the way, there's a U at the end of his name. Chiaotzu. Or Chaozu later on in the series. Wow. I'm right. You don't hear the Z. Key, aura. Oh, I see. That's what you mean. I never watched that series. Sorry. That was not during my time. The toys were, I think, maybe, but I don't remember the show. You can put me in your comic book. I'm perfectly fine with that. That's go for it. We're in other fandoms. I recently learned. That's all good. Yeah, in the regular Dragon Ball, I just pulled it up in the regular one. Chiaotzu, but they then change it to Chaozu. Let's try this one more time. No, Ash, it's called a key blast, not a psychic blast. It's more of a physical attack. How much time do you have? Because like the difference between key and psychic, this Headbutt? No, well, if it effectively is a headbutt, but it's called a drill attack. So it does still kind of sound like a Pokemon attack. Chiaotzu's not a Pokemon, Ash. Who even told you? No, that's a Dodon Ray, not a Hyper. You know what? Shut up, Nappa. You got a what now? How'd the Pokeball even work? What kind of freaky ball did you find and use, Ash? So the ball that looked like a Pokeball with spikes is called a Pal Spear. How did you find a Pal Spear? And a gold ball? No. You're not going to distract me. Answer my first question, Ash. How did you find... Hold up. How many stars? Does it have a star on it? And if so, how many does it... 4-star ball. Oh, that's going to be a problem. Yeah, no, it's not a Pokeball either. It's like 1/7 of a dragon called Shenron. No, okay, I get that kind of sounds like a Pokemon name. You know that he might actually be a Pokemon when you think about it. I mean, you're able to catch Arceus after all. So no, you'd have to find the other Pokeballs. No, I mean Dragon Balls. It's kind of like a scout. I still need it. Rewind. You're distracting me. How did you find a Pal Spear? Ash? Hello? Nappa! I like that take a little bit better. I like that Levi keeps trying to have the conversation with somebody that effectively that has ADHD. Because Ash, he goes off on a tangent sometimes. I like that take the best. That was a 2-minute video too. I'll have to take a look at that, how well that did. I also did Chiaotzu, because I just listened to the name, and so I'm still saying it correctly. It just depends on what version of Dragon Ball you're watching, which translation you're watching. That's another thing. Don't correct me too much unless I'm like massively wrong on a name. Like if I'm 100% butchering it, meh. But if I'm like it's right, it's just dependent on like where you're from and how you pronounce it. Like don't correct me on soda versus pop. Soda. We'll have a nice friendly argument. But in that sense, don't do that, man. That's just wrong. Correct me if I'm 100% wrong. And you know I'm 100% wrong. That way I can say it correctly. That I'm okay with. But if I'm saying it like 98% correct, just let it be. Other people will let me know I mispronounced it slightly in the comment section, and that's okay. Because I struggle with speech as it is. And I don't need to sit here and try to correct it a dozen times over. Ash has been 12 for years, yeah. Yeah, I do like the fact that they're going to age him up, but at the same time, like, I don't like the fact that they shrunk his entire thing down in like a year and a half. It's like that, no matter how you look at it, he did not do that in a year and a half. It was not a year and a half journey or a year journey or 8 months, whatever they decided it was going to be. Yeah, they'll be beating me hard. We don't want to. Ash knows about Aura after a while. Yeah, it depends on which Ash I'm talking to. Yeah, and that's the biggest thing is like you have a character that's been around for so long that has various levels of knowledge. Where like for a while he's super knowledgeable and then he gets dumbed down and then he's super knowledgeable and gets dumbed down. Which version of Ash am I talking to? And how do I describe within a very short amount of time, like seconds, like 5 seconds or less, of which Ash I'm talking to that doesn't derail the current conversation I'm having with him? It can be very difficult to do that in any skit, let alone like the type that we do a lot of the times. Yeah, Levi is spelled is Levy in Spanish, Levy, and in Japanese. I get called Levy a lot instead of Levi. For me, it's a Southern. I will slip into the Southern accent, especially like if I do it for a skit where I need to be Southern. I need to let that Southern slide for a little bit. Like my next few skits afterwards, if they're recorded within the next like day or so, I'll still have that accent. It's horrible. Indigo League, Black or White. It would have to be like a joke that's tossed in there during it without derailing it. It's much easier like when you're talking to Ash themselves if you start it out that way, or you use a text blip in order to describe which version that you're talking to. I'm not missing your idea, Eli. It's more along the lines of like when we get to it, if we make it. Like the video has to do really well for me to decide to do a part 2 on it. Otherwise, it's just a nice, funny one-off. And when I say really well, I'm thinking like let's say the Gru video does incredibly well. We're thinking 100,000 on every social. Like that's 500,000 views across the board. That's a part 2. Let's do another one. The exception to that rule is like the Constantine series. It did incredibly well for how long of a video it was. And the concept behind it, but it didn't make 500,000 views. But across the board, everywhere it was posted, a 3.5-minute video, 5-minute video sometimes, the series kept getting 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 50,000 views. And the retention rate was 100% or nearly 100% retention rate. That gets a part 2. This is a 2-minute skit. And that means it has higher parameters for me to do a part 2 of it. I know this is not something you guys probably like hearing, but it's something that not a lot of people share. Yeah. No, I get it. Yeah, no, you're good. I think that like when the video comes out, put that on the comment section, because me and Chris, we look at the comment section, and if the video is doing well, and we have an idea of what we want to do. Oftentimes, we'll be reading the comment section, and somebody else will come up with a much better idea. Like there's a part 4 of the Borg versus Replicator series has completely changed to what we were going to do, because we did a repost of the shorter version of it, and somebody mentioned it would be funny if now that they've the Borg have assimilated Forrest Gump, it'd be funny if different parts of the character, the actor who plays Forrest Gump, the different things come out. I think it's who plays Forrest Gump again? It's Tom Hanks, right? Yeah, Tom Hanks. So like the different movies that he's played in, the different iconic characters that he's played start coming out in the board. And we're like, oh God, that's fucking genius. That's funny as hell. And so we're gonna do that. That's like we need to figure out how we're gonna do that, and Chris needs to have the time. But I really like that idea. Who would take a call from Death Angel from a movie A Silent Place? It would be really hard to do that because, again, it's a silent place. I would have to learn sign language, and then I'd have to have I know some sign language because it was my first language, but I didn't really actively use it. After I was like 6 or 7, I stopped using it, and so I don't remember a whole lot. Like I know most of my alphabet, but I'm not going to sit here and spell the whole thing out. You have a good day, Eli. The idea of a facehugger getting a hold of a death angel is also terrifying. Yeah. I actually just watched something where a proto Queen, I think, from Alien, had a facehugger incident, and it like morphed into like the Death Queen or something. I don't know. It was really weird. I like it's really hard to keep up with some of the lore of some of the longer lasting like series and generate and stuff like that. Makes it really hard. IPs. Ironically, I think certain jokes could be made with certain versions of Ash, but that might add to the time also. And it's not a problem to add to the time so much as it is to make sure that it's interesting throughout it while still having it be, good. I'm going to back that up later. I'm not worried about that right now. Have space. There it goes. Okay. So that's 2 videos for me to look at and to edit. Wow. Things are downloading really fast today. Holy moly. Oh, wow. We can look at the moon one real quick. Where I'm talking to Sokka. We can do that one real quick. Sure.
Gru, no one was gonna believe. Gru, no one believed that you would feel.
That's a blooper. I don't really think that's too funny of a blooper. Like if I had a bunch of them, it'd be funny. But I don't have a bunch of the bloopers.
Gru, no one believed that you'd be able to steal the moon. I thought this was gonna be a day off. So what do you call him? You deal with heroes and villains all the time. I don't care who's attacking. And I would like to point out, like, you're able to jump over rockets and stuff. Like, you are superhuman nearly yourself. So,
hey, Slayer.
Blue with accents of white.
The ego plan.
What kind of? When you say they're yelling a lot, is it like just or are they like yelling a catchphrase, or I just hear boomerang? That would be. I just hear boomerang.
So here's a question. I'm watching this all the way through, and that spacing's really nice. I left that spacing so I could cut it, though.
That would be Sokka. And when you decided to go Bowser on him and steal the princess, it's not really surprising that a version of Mario was going to show up and start cracking skulls. So, well, the minions are basically. I mean, it kind of fits the analogy. Princess Ewan. She became the moon. Actually, I have another tangent. Why are you trying to steal that particular moon? Moons? You're trying to steal moons, like plural? How many moons have you stolen?
And you're right there's where my voice dies. So the way I see it is I can do 2 versions of this previously, a few days earlier thing.
Sokka, I'm not going to put 24-hour surveillance on the moon. Well, currently, the princess is
I just realized you guys probably can't hear the sound very well.
And no one is going to steal the moon. I understand that they effectively tried to once. But that was when the embodiment of all of it was down there. Now it's up there. No one's going to steal the moon, Sokka. Sokka, I'm not going to put 24-hour surveillance on the moon. Well, currently, the princess is a moon. So that's just how I'm going to refer to them. And no one is going to steal the moon. I understand that they effectively tried to once. But that was when the embodiment of all of it was down there. Now it's up there.
Honestly, I could probably do it right here.
And no one is going to steal the moon.
I feel like if I interrupt this, it kind of interrupts the take, right? Like, it feels funny. You have proper spacing. I could, right here, cut it a few days earlier. And have it be...
Well, currently, the princess...
Have it right here.
And no one is going to steal...
We do... Here, let me show you here. And we cut Sokka's name off.
Steal the moon.
Cut the name off. And we go right where I'm laughing. So this is how it would play. We probably cut this down right here. And we'd have a few days earlier right here. I'm doing all this editing. It's really quick, crappy editing. We're going to do that. Okay, so this is what it'd look like if we put it in the middle.
Gru, no one believed that you'd be able to steal the moon. I thought this was going to be a day off. So what do you call it? You deal with heroes and villains all the time. I don't care who's attacking. And I'd like to point out, like, you're able to jump over rockets and stuff. Like, you are superhuman nearly yourself. So, blue with accents of white.
I forgot, right? You guys can't hear very well. There it goes. Rewind it. This is what I got so far.
Gru, no one believed that you'd be able to steal the moon. I thought this was going to be a day off. So what do you call it? You deal with heroes and villains all the time. I don't care.
I can add that to
And I'd like to point out, like, you're able to jump over rockets and stuff. Like, you are superhuman nearly yourself. So, blue with accents of white in the costume. What kind of, when you say they're yelling a lot, is it like just obscenities, or are they like yelling a catchphrase, or are they? Did I just hear boomerang? And no one is going to steal the moon. I understand that they effectively tried to once. But that was when the embodiment of all of it was down there. Now it's up there. No one's going to steal the moon. That would be Sokka. And when you decided to go Bowser on him and steal the princess, it's...
Sorry. I could do that. I don't like it. I think it fits better to have it at the end. Or if I do it here a few days earlier. And no one is going to steal the moon. I understand that. But if I did that, if I added like that bit that was mentioned earlier where he mocks me, that wouldn't be too hard to film. So we do this.
I just hear boomerang.
A few days earlier.
Sokka, I'm not going to put 24-hour surveillance on the moon. Well, currently, the princess is a moon. So that's just how I'm going to refer to them. And no one is going to steal the moon.
And then we just cut it off there.
That would be Sokka. And when you decided to go Bowser on him and steal the princess, it's not really surprising that a version of Mario was going to show up and start cracking skulls. So, well, the minions are basically,
I mean, it kind of fits the analogy. Princess, you. She became the moon. He was the girl. Actually, I have another tangent. Why are you trying to steal that particular moon? Moons? You're trying to steal moons like plural? How many moons have you stolen? And then we can do the ending back. Yeah, the echo's back, Christopher, because I have my mic on. Sorry. I get steal that particular moon. Moons? You're trying to steal moons like plural? How many moons have you stolen? I unmute my mic. You can hear me. There's no echo. It's the current setup that we have, and that's because I'm not wearing headphones. If I had headphones, we wouldn't be having this issue at all. Or I had my gain settings the way I would have them when I stream on my channel normally. Well, we can add it real quick. It doesn't take much time. Give me a second here. I still have most of the stuff set up. I just have to pull this back out. Put this on. Yeah, no, Saka, you're right. That's my bad. Yeah, no, Saka, you were right. That was my bad. I'll get this surveillance set back up. On a side note, congrats on the 1-up. I don't know. Yeah, Saka. That's my bad. I'll get the surveillance set up. I don't know. I got a better one. Yeah, you were right. I was wrong. Blah, 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 blah. I'll get the surveillance set up. And 10% off. 20% off. Look, you little... Don't push it! 25%. That's it. Damn. I like it, but I need to do it a little bit better. I like that one first. I like that version better. Yeah, Saka, you were right. I was wrong. Blah, blah, blah. I'll get the surveillance set up. And what? Fine. 10%. Oh, you 20. That's as high as I'm. Tough is there, aren't they? 25%, and that as high as I'm going to go. Have an Acme day. No, don't do that. I don't know. I don't know. Just no, don't do that. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I don't think the ending has to be there. I think Sokka would wind up call. I really do think Sokka would call in being smug like that. I can also just end it right there where it's like, yeah, you were right. I was wrong. Yeah. So, Slayer, I sent you a reply to what you just sent me. Like that last one, I can toss it in real quick. We'll toss it in and we'll take a look at how. It won't take that long to toss it in. That is the wrong area here. Go here and do what to do. Add this. Add that. So, for those who may not have a PO box, when you get a PO box, some places, the moment you get the mail, they'll put it in your box. My particular one, if it's not delivered by 10 a.m., it's going to be the next day that it's in your box. So if it's delivered before 10 a.m., if you guys send me something, if it's delivered before 10 a.m., it'll be in my box. I can go check it. It'll be in there by 10 a.m. / by 1 p.m. Right? Anytime after 10 a.m., it gets sorted into another pile for the next day's sortings. It's just the way my local PO box does things. And I can understand why with the amount of people that they have versus the amount of boxes they have to do and everything. So it's like a per day thing. Oh, this arrived here, and then they start sorting it, and they have it by day by day by day. So like you could have something, it could be there, but unless you specifically ask, it's gonna get sorted out the next day. I can gotta go pick up the kids at 3 o'clock anyway, so I can check the mail and see if it's arrived. But there's no guarantee that they'll hand it to me, sadly. But I guarantee you Whiskers would love that food. I need to grab this real quick. And for the record, Zena, I'm just letting you know I'm not on your case. I wasn't going to ask for personal addresses. I feel that's so I will say this. So there is what's called parasocial relationship with creators and stuff like that. We understand that as creators, and some fans understand that, some don't. I do not anymore give out my address. First few people that I met, got to know, started playing stuff with, that was Chris and the Acme crew and everything. And they know my addresses. They respect them. They don't share them and stuff like that. Fans, I do not give that to. And I was always worried about that, Larry, about it with my tech background and everything. I was like, I shouldn't have given that address. What do we do? Figured out a P.O. box was the best one. I could have gone even further by creating an address within that P.O. box that would have forwarded it, but would have been like the most generic address ever, like Utah, no city, and it would still get there. I looked into that and apologize. Excuse me. I did look into doing that, but what happens is that there's mail that goes missing quite a lot with those type of addresses, and it just wasn't something I wanted to deal with. I was like, a P.O. box is fine. I will live with it if somebody finds out my address without me to. That is not what I wanted. This is what I want.
Gru, no one believed you'll steal the moon. Plural? How many moons have you stolen? Yeah.
And we add another little the next day. Like he took an entire day to whoop butt. So we'd add another the next day thing. The very next day.
Yeah, Soccer, you were right. I was wrong. Blah, blah, blah. I'll get the surveillance set up. And what? Fine, 10%. Oh, you. 20. That's
as high as I'm. Tough is there, aren't they? 25%, and that as high as I'm going to go. Have an Acme day. No, don't do that. Yeah, Sokka.
Get rid of the. I like the chuckle at the end. I realized I was muted at the end. I like the chuckle at the end. I don't like the no, don't do that thing because like you don't know what he's saying. So, but I'm gonna press play and we're gonna take a look at it.
Gru, no one believed that you'd be able to steal the moon. I thought this was going to be a day off. So what are you calling about? You deal with heroes and villains all the time. I don't care who's attacking you. And I'd like to point out, like, you're able to jump over rockets and stuff. Like, you are superhuman nearly yourself. So, blue with accents of white in the costume. What kind of, when you say they're yelling a lot, is it like just obscenities? Or are they like yelling a catchphrase? Or are they, did I just hear boomerang? Sokka, I'm not going to put 24-hour surveillance on the moon. Well, currently, the princess is a moon. So that's just how I'm going to refer to them. And no one is going to steal the moon. That would be Sokka. And when you decided to go Bowser on him and steal the princess, it's not really surprising that a version of Mario was going to show up and start cracking skulls. So, well, the minions are basically, I mean, it kind of fits the analogy. Princess Yui. Well, she became the moon. He was the girl. Actually, I have another tangent. Why are you trying to steal that particular moon? Moons? You're trying to steal moons, like plural? How many moons have you stolen? Yeah, Sokka, you were right. I was wrong. Blah, blah, blah. I'll get the surveillance set up. And what? Fine, 10%. Oh, you 20. That's as high as I'm. Toph is there, aren't they? 25%, and that as high as I'm going to go. Have an Acme day.
Okay, so got some opinions. I like the take. I like the cut in the middle. I'll fix that here in editing so that it's fits better and everything. I'll add my text and all that stuff. That ending, as cool as it is, and as much as Sokka calling back to go, "Hey, I was right, you were wrong," fits within Sokka's character. It does feel weird that Levi goes from "How many moons did you steal, Gru?" to almost immediately the next day. That's not my primary concern. Sokka is now doing that, right? It derails the last bit. Instead of having this cliffhanger of this really emotional cliffhanger of how many moons did you steal, whether it be funny or drama or whatever it is, you break it. It's completely broken, and now you're talking about something else entirely. I feel like that probably shouldn't be there, sadly. It just really messes with the flow of the video. But if you guys like it, if everyone's like, no, I like it, I'll finish the editing process and go from there. There needs to be an escalation department for when villains get nasty. Yeah, sadly that's me. That's me and Chris.
That's why we deal with it all the time. It's because that's us. We're the managers. If the escalation department would be the managers, you get somebody higher up to deal with it. When it comes, like, there are full-on departments in some call centers for that, but most of the call centers nowadays, you have transitioned into like everyone does everything, and then managers are only managers. Yeah, so like when you say I'm right, do you mean I'm right as in like the flow of the video kind of gets broken? Like if we pull it back up, I'll like when you guys think about that. We'll skip to the end here.
Tangent. Why are you trying to steal that particular moon? Moons? You're trying to steal moons like plural? How many moons have you stolen?
That's the end of the video. But if you go and you continue,
moons? You're trying to steal moons like plural? How many moons have you stolen?
Yeah, Saka, you were right. I was wrong. Blah, blah, blah. I'll get the surveillance set up.
And what?
Fine, 10%.
Oh, you.
20. That's as high as I'm. Tough is there, aren't they? 25%, and that's as high as I'm going to go. Have an Acme day.
so as a resolution, it fits if you yeah. So that's the thing we're discussing. Dark thing, is like originally that's what it was. That was the end of the video.
You're trying to steal moons like plural? How many moons have you stolen?
And then we had an idea. It was like, oh, Sokka would totally call back and rub it in your face, right? So we totally call back, rub it in the face.
Yeah, Sokka, you were right. I was wrong. Blah, blah, blah. I'll get the surveillance.
Now, what we could do is this is technically the ending, right? And at that point, instead of a transition 24 hours later, we do this. I do the ending. That is the ending. And we freeze frame that. Like that. Audio normal. I go here. All right. Video.
Yeah, Sokka, you were right.
Lower this audio down further. So now it goes like this.
Plural? How many moons have you stolen?
Yeah, Sokka, you were right. I was wrong. Blah, blah, blah. I'll get the surveillance set up.
And what?
Fine, 10%.
Oh, you.
20. That's as high as I'm. Tough is there, aren't they? 25%, and that's as high as I'm going to go. Have an Acme day.
I just realized that. My bad. I forgot all about that. I agree. I like the transition. If you want to support directly me, it's here. If you want to support Chris directly, it's here. But also it could wind up. I don't know about this one. I think this one's like for the business as a whole, so villain support as a whole. I'm not entirely sure. I kind of count it as Chris. But yeah, I like this one because we don't have a time frame as to like when I'm speaking to him instead of the 24 hours later. Now it's just like this is the ending. We just usually don't use this ending. I love how long it takes. It's a 30-second delay, and if no one's typing, I also don't know. Wednesday Amazon delivery, but I don't know what time. For me? Are you sending me something, Ro? Or do you mean like you're getting something? That reminds me. I need to today post the new dragons and stuff. I need to post those. Because I have a couple wolf dragons that are this size. I have 3 of them that are this size for sale. And then I have a bunch of the smaller ones that I have. I need to get them all posted. Oh, kitty stuff. Thank you. Absolutely. Thank you. That's going to be awesome. That, like, it's been such a huge expense. Like, it has been a lot of money going towards her food that it had, like, it wasn't affecting us at first. But every time money gets tight, we're like, I don't have money for food. I don't have money for this. I don't have money for that. And it's like, ow, this is actually hurting now. Because our food's expensive. Yeah, the wolf dragons. I'll be getting those posted. And bamboo dragon. I made a bamboo dragon too. So, kind of has that wolf vibe still, but it's a bamboo. You see the bamboos. There's a smaller one. You can't really see the white and how small this is, but this like full size. This is like 30% of a full size dragon, and the colors. You have the inside of the eyes. You have the same colorization here too, with this, but it also has more colorization along here, and then the bamboo actually has white colorations on it. that takes so much filament that I needed to see like how it would look like printed. So I kept scaling it down until it was like really, really small and wasn't going to take as much. Bamboo dragon. They are very, very pretty dragons. They came out very, very well. And they're all going to be, thankfully, the way they printed, they're all going to be in the $30 price range for that size. I'm really happy about that. I just don't have stickers. We're not set up to sell or give away stickers, to make stickers right now. I have what is in stock, and that is it. Anything outside of that, life has gotten chaotic, and we have to clean a bunch of stuff up and get everything set back up to print that. And we just have not had the time to do it. So it's going to be interesting. My wolf dragon is looking at me right now. I'm sure you guys will love it. I will get that stuff. We have the pate for one of my older cats. That adds up. It does. It really, really does. Because it used to be a treat. Now it's just like that's their food, and they're the only cat that eats it, and they need to eat, enough to fill them up. And they're already low weight as it is. So when they're eating a lot of food, which the last couple of days they've eaten a lot of food, which is really, really good. Not complaining. But it's like watching money just go. Whew. It's just like, oh my God, cat, you are eating a lot. Good job. Another part of me is going, this is so fucking expensive. You miss your dragons. Oh, are you going to be getting them back? Are they going to be getting sent to you? But I agree. I like this transition. I'm going to go with this transition. I like the way it sets it up. I like the way the jokes flow in this. I just need to do some micro editing so it flows a little bit better. I like this take. This is what's going to be on the main channel. And then on my channel, which I'm also streaming to right now, is going to be the version I was working on at the start of the stream, which is like the 1 minute version. I'll post that on my channel. That 1 minute 20-second version didn't really like. It wasn't bad, but I didn't really care for it too much. I don't know if I'll post that one. If I do, it's virtually identical to the 1 minute version. So I could post that 1 minute version, 1 minute 20 version, do the 1 minute version on my channel. So I have a long and a short and tag them together. And then I do this version for the main channel. And because they're different, it helps out. But that's it, guys. That's all I had planned. At this point, I just need to edit. I do need to take a look, I suppose, at that Ash video that I just recorded with everyone. So let's take a look at that real quick. See how that came out. Fix our normal. I'm muting. No, Ash, it's called a key blast, not a psychic blast. It's more of a physical attack. How much time do you have? Because like the difference between key and psychic, this headbutt? No, well, it effectively is a headbutt, but it's called a drill attack. So it does still kind of sound like a Pokemon attack. Chiaotzu's not a Pokemon, Ash. Who even told you? No, that's a Dodon Ray, not a Hyper. You know what? Shut up, Nappa. You got a what now? How'd the Pokeball even work? What kind of freaky ball did you find and use, Ash? So the ball that looked like a Pokeball with spikes is called a Pal Spear. How did you find a Pal Spear? And the gold ball? No. You're not going to distract me. Answer my first question, Ash. How did you find... Hold up. How many stars? Does it have a star on it? And if so, how many does it... You found the 4-star. Oh, that's going to be a problem.
Yeah, no, it's not a Pokeball either. It's like 1/7 of a dragon called Shenron. No, okay, I get that. That kind of sounds like a Pokemon name. You know that he might actually be a Pokemon when you think about it. I mean, you're able to catch Arceus after all. So no, you'd have to find the other Pokeballs. No, I mean Dragon Balls. It's kind of like a sky. I still need to rewind. You're distracting me. How did you find a Pal Spear? Ash? Hello? Nappa!
I wonder if I'm just being overly critical. Hey, you have a good one. Yeah. I wonder if I'm just being overly critical. What did you guys think of that one? Like, it's not bad. I feel like I could do another take later on after I rest my back again, and I could probably make a slightly better version. But at the same time, the reactions that I had, the timing was there. The only problem I have is that I am looking at a script. You can't tell what I'm looking at, thankfully. It looks like I'm looking at my screen, and in this particular given setting, that makes sense. But I might just be overcritical. There's a lot of people who don't care. They're going to see the reactions that I do give. They're going to like them. There's going to be a few people who criticize, like I am criticizing myself. The jokes are there. The timing's there. Overall, the video's not bad. And I would argue that it's probably better than the original one that I did. But I don't know. I think I would probably shelve this one, show it to Chris, and be like, "What do you think? Should I go ahead and redo it?" Because it's been a while. It's been a little bit since we did that last Chaozu as a Pokemon video. But it's not been like a terribly long time. Like I just barely put that video out a week ago. It's got 6K views on it. There isn't and the short version has only 5. So it did not do well. It's a good concept, but it didn't do well. I think this one would go over better because there's the attacks going on. Then you get the joke that who I'm talking about, and then I reference Nappa directly, who we will see in the video. Like Nappa will play a part in this. He'll swap between Nappa, which will allow me to do a retake, if I feel necessary to do a retake between those parts. So like,
it effectively is a headbutt, but it's called. It's not a Pokemon, Ash. Who even told you?
Right here. Right here is the first cutaway. So like this first 20-some seconds, you got to cut away to Nappa. And then we hear Nappa laughing behind.
You know what? Shut up, Nappa! You cut what now? How'd the Pokeball even work?
So this one you have Nappa laughing.
No, that's a Dodon Ray.
When you come back to me, you still hear Nappa.
Shut up, Nappa! You cut what now?
That doesn't need a cutaway.
How'd the Pokeball even work? What kind of freaky ball did you find and use, Ash? So the ball that looked like a Pokeball with spikes is called a Pal Spear. How did you find a Pal Spear? And the gold ball? No. You're not going to distract me. Answer my first question, Ash. How did you find?
Then we don't have another cutaway, I don't think.
How many stars? Does it have a star? And if so, how many does it? Found 4 stars. Oh, that's going to be a problem. Yeah, no, it's not a Pokeball either. It's like 1/7 of a dragon called Shenron. No, okay, I get that. That kind of sounds like a Pokemon name, you know that he might actually be a Pokemon when you think about it. I mean, you're able to catch Arceus after all. So no, you have to find the other Pokeballs. No, I mean Dragon Balls.
I really like that in between there where I screwed that up. That was a legitimate screw up. Didn't mean to do that.
It's kind of like I still need to rewind. You're distracting me. How did you find a Pal Sphere? Ash? Hello? Never!
And then you'd have the last bit of it's going to have Nappa going, oh shit, and then leaving. So, I don't know. I'd have to think I'd have to talk to Chris about this one because he has to film the Nappa parts anyways. I think I've got the right everything in. The only thing that bugs me is how much I'm looking at the script. And that's because I know what I'm looking at. I'm gonna say, was I muted again? Or do we still have people in chat? Are we still here? I haven't seen anybody miss since. I haven't seen anybody doing things. Hello? It says that we've got people. Did everyone have to head out? Oh, okay. I don't know. What do you guys think? Yay, nay? Thank you, guys. I'm just trying to make a choice on what to do, which one to work on first. Yeah. Tailbones hurt me though. You like the Gru? Let it sit and relax. I think let it sit and relax and overthinking it. Yeah. All right. I will let it sit. I'll swing back. I'll take a look at it. See what I think about it. I might. You're right. I'm probably overthinking it. I do like the Gru one. That one turned out nicely. I will work on this so I can get it out to the main channel. I don't usually do the ending part, but that like signifies that the skit is ended. I just need to make sure that it feels more like an ending.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
You're
like
right.
So we give like 3 to 4 seconds of the ending scene showing thank you for watching. Those that stick around get the little bit. Those that didn't have already commented and left it and moved on from the video. I like that. It makes it 2 minutes and 14 seconds. Might wind up being a little bit less after editing. So I like the Gru. I'm gonna edit that one and get that one out, and then I will edit my other ones. So yeah, no, life happened. Must say that the Dragon Ball and Pokemon aren't really my areas of expertise. And it happens. It happens with us all the time. Oh, there are some nice pops. All right, everyone. I'm going to go relax. I'll lay down on the heating bed for a little while, actually. Then I'm going to come back to editing. I got a couple videos done. So we're good there. And then I will try to be live more often. This way I can like start filming again and start doing things. I've just been kind of in a funk, and that happens with all creators. It's just a matter of not letting yourself stay in that funk for too long. But sometimes it's good just to relax and let things flow. So, you guys all have a good one. You guys all have an Acme Day. Have a free Acme Day. In fact, have a free Acme Day as product development. Free Acme Day will actively be billed to your account. Have a free Acme Day. Thank you so much. Thank you. You guys are awesome. You guys are the ones that are making it possible to do these things in a way that is a livable income, at least for me, and some bonus income for Chris. So it's awesome, and hopefully one day we can get to the point to where both me and Chris are full-time creators. 100%. That would be awesome. Anyways, bye everyone. You guys all have a good one.